Hey, hockey fans, how's everybody doing? It almost happened, but it didn't happen. Florida is still undefeated. Had a pretty decent Friday. Vegas, my best bet hit, money line. Stressed me out when Anaheim came back and pushed it into overtime, but it was nice when Vegas came through. One of my parlays, the Ottawa, Carolina came through, but Vegas, Detroit did not because Detroit did fall to Florida. And then my Hawks Canes over 5.5, that hit as well. So it was actually a really, really good day. Definitely an improvement. So now we get on to Saturday, October 30th, and there's 10 games on the slate, so I'm going to try to burn through these quick. First game, tough one. New York Islanders against the Nashville Predators. Predators on a 2-game winning streak, 3-4-0. Saros listed to be a net for the Preds. The Islanders are 3-2-1, also on a 2-game winning streak. Sorokin, who's been playing lights out, is listed to be a net, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Varlamov make his debut here. This is a matinee game. Both these teams are rested. Predators last played on Tuesday when they won 3-1 over San Jose. They were 1-for-1 on the power play. Saros was named #1 star of the game, playing really nice hockey. And Nashville has been a sneaky, quiet team playing some really good hockey. They were in every single game. Most games are 1-goal games, and they're winning some. And they've just been showing up. They seem to play up or down to who they're playing, and yeah, you can't count them out. You can never count them out, that's for sure. The Islanders, I mean, again, rested. It's been almost a week since they played, and that was on Sunday when they won 2-0 over Vegas. Before that, it was a 3-0 win over Arizona. This is while they continue their 13-game road trip. Parise could be back in the lineup, which the Islanders obviously would like. Trotz said it would be a game-time decision. And this is a tough one out of the gate. I mean, it's pretty balanced on the money line. New York favored slightly at 1.83, Nashville an even 2. And I'm a big Islanders fan, and it's taken me a little tonight to try to get my head around some of these games because sometimes I think I get emotional and I pick who I would like to have win the game instead of who I think really is going to win the game. And this is one. I'm going to go home team here. I'm going to go Nashville to win this matinee game over the Islanders. That's going to be my pick. Next game, 2 bottom feeder teams this early in the season, but we've got the Montreal Canadiens against the LA Kings. LA won 5-1, current 3-game losing streak. Cal Peterson listed to be in net. Playing Montreal, that's 2-6-0 with a current 1-game winning streak. Jake Allen listed to be in net. LA continues to struggle. On Thursday, they lost to Winnipeg 3-2. They still have not found their second win this season. 6 straight losses now. Sitting in last place in the Pacific with 3 points. Both goalies having a tough time. And yet, when I watch LA play, there's moments where I like what I see, which is just, it's kind of intriguing to me, this LA Kings team, but they're having a tough go. And the Canadiens, they're showing some signs of life. They had a win there when they won over the Sharks 4-0 on Thursday. And they also, though, sit in last place, 4 points in the Atlantic Division. And 2 of the last 3 they've won, and they've been pretty dominating wins, which is good for Montreal. But Allen, in net, he's one of those goaltenders. I say this sometimes, but he's hot and cold, and you just don't know who's going to show up. I don't like this game, although I am going to play this game. Money line, 1.95 for Montreal, 1.86 for the Kings, and the over-under sits at 5.5. I'm going to play this over-under, and I like the Kings here. Another home team is going to be my official pick. Third game, we've got Winnipeg against San Jose. San Jose 4-3-0, current 3-game losing streak. Aiden Hill listed by my one source, but I believe I wouldn't be surprised to see James Reimer in net here for San Jose. Playing Winnipeg 4-2-1, current 4-game winning streak. Connor Hellebuck listed to be in net. San Jose lost their last game to Montreal on Thursday. As I mentioned, it was a 4-0 score as a final. And the Sharks, they began this season with 4 straight wins, and now they're on this 3-game losing skid. Timo Meier, he's playing well. Logan Couture playing well. They're both leading the team with 9 points apiece this season. The Jets, they're in third in the Central, coming off their 4th straight win on Thursday against the LA Kings when they won that game 3-2. Nice stretch for the Jets, who have both Blake Wheeler and Scheifele possibly back in the lineup. While they've been out, I mean, Kyle O'Connor, Andrew Kopp, Pierre-Luc Dubois, they've all been stepping up. I mean, O'Connor has 12 points in the last 5 games. I didn't know if I read that right, but that's what I wrote down. Winnipeg, 1.9 on the money line. San Jose, 1.9 on the money line. Vegas doesn't know what to do with this one. I got to go first visiting team. Over-under set at 6 here, which I'm not going to play, but I do like the visiting team. Connor Hellebuck is just looking better every game in net, and I just like it. Especially with Scheifele and Wheeler possibly back in the lineup. It's hard not to like it. Fourth game, Florida and Boston. Boston 3-3-0, current 2-game losing streak. Linus Ullmark listed to be in net against Florida. Spencer Knight listed to be in net here for Florida. 8-game winning streak. The Bruins, they were blanked on Thursday by Carolina 3-0, and before that, it was a 4-1 loss to this Florida team. Boston is playing their style of hockey, hard-hitting, heavy hockey, but they need some of their players to get this team going in the right direction because they are not that exciting right now. Ullmark, he's been playing okay, looking more comfortable in a Bruins jersey, but still, there's something missing there right now. And they're playing this history-setting Panthers team who continue to make history every game that they play. They're on a back-to-back after squeezing out their 8th straight win with an overtime victory over Detroit. 3-2 on Friday. Barkov getting the winner there. And this was the first game with a new coach. Both goalies were named stars of that game. I mean, it was an exciting game. Huberdeau with 7 points in his last 5 games. Sam Reinhart, he's looking good for the Panthers. 2 goals and 5 assists so far in a Panthers jersey. Florida, they're the dog here at 2.05. Boston, 1.8 over-under set at 6. I don't know if the odds are set this way simply because Florida's on a back-to-back and Boston's rested. But I tried to go against Florida yesterday. I'm not going to do it today. Saturday, I'm going to roll with Florida here to go number 9 and make some more history to beat this Boston team. Visiting team here, Florida to beat Boston is going to be my pick. Game 5, Detroit against Toronto. Toronto 3-4-1, current 1-game winning streak. Mrazek confirmed to be in net for Toronto, playing Detroit, who are 4-2-2 with an overtime decision. Thomas Greiss, I think, is going to get the nod here. And it looked like the Leafs, they were going to lose their 5th straight on Wednesday, but squeezed out a much-needed overtime win against Chicago, 3-2. I mean, they fought hard and rallied back from a 2-goal deficit. Nylander with the overtime winner. Toronto's another team, though. I mean, they're having problems finding the back of the net. They're sitting 29th in goals for in the goals for category. Nylander leading with 3 goals in 8 games. Not good for a team with that much talent. Playing Detroit team that continues to impress people. I mean, even with their loss against Florida, I mean, they almost handed them their first loss. They pushed the game into overtime. It was a good, hard-fought game. I mean, they ended up losing 3-2 in overtime, but still, I don't know. I like this Detroit team the way they're playing. Leafs favored heavy here, and I think that might, again, have something to do with the back-to-back Detroit playing against Florida. But the Red Wings on the money line are paying 3.15, Leafs 1.38. I like the visiting dog here. Detroit, I haven't seen a lot from Toronto. Toronto's got to give me a reason to like them. And we'll see, Mrazek could show up and play lights out and Detroit could lose. But I'm going visiting dog, Detroit to win the game. 6-game New Jersey against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 3-2-2, current 2-game losing streak. Tristan Jarry listed to be in net against New Jersey. Current 1-game losing streak, 3-2-0. Nico Dawes, I think, is going to be in net there. Penguins lost their most recent game on Thursday to the hot Calgary Flames, 4-0. And the score does not, I think, tell the story, as I think it was a fairly balanced game. It's not like Calgary walked all over this team. Before that, though, they lost 5-1 to Tampa, outscored 9-1 in the last 2. And that obviously tells you that they're missing some pieces. Some of those pieces could be back. Could be Crosby's game where he comes back. Not a ton of minutes maybe, but he'll be back. I think Carter could be back. And I think they're both going to be game time decisions. Still going to be missing Letang and Malkin, but I think Pittsburgh's going to show up here. New Jersey, they sit last in the Metropolitan. And I mean, they could quickly climb, and they've played the least amount of games. Also coming off a loss to Calgary when they played the Flames, which ended in a 5-3 loss. They're going to still miss Jack Hughes. He's out with a shoulder injury. He's going to be out for a little while. Dougie Hamilton playing good for New Jersey, though. I think 3 assists in his last 5 games. Tough pick, but I think the Penguins are going to win this game. You know New Jersey is going to show up, but I see Pittsburgh winning the game. Home team to win. Pick 6. Number 7, Chicago against St. Louis. St. Louis 5-1-0, current one-game losing streak. Jordan Binnington listed to be in net against Chicago. Still looking for that first win. 0-6-2, current one-game losing streak. Marc-Andre Fleury confirmed to be in net. Blues have had a great start to the season, even with that 4-3 loss to Colorado. Currently sitting first in the Central. Tarasenko on a 5-game point streak in the last 3 games. He's had multiple points. Blues will still be without O'Reilly because of COVID. And then the Hawks. They're having moments where they're looking better for sure, and they're going to get their win here soon. It could be against St. Louis. I doubt it, but it could be. They're in a back-to-back. They played Carolina, lost Friday 6-3. Fleury has not looked good in net. He's got a 5.75 goals against average right now with a .839 save percentage. And again, this Blues team, second in the power play, second in the penalty kill, first in goals for. In the last 4 games they've won against this team, outscored them 16-8, doubled them up. They have a +13 goal differential. Hawks sitting at a -19. St. Louis favored here, obviously at 1.55. Chicago, the dog, at 2.6. I like the favorite home team, St. Louis, to win the game. Game number 8, Minnesota against Colorado. Colorado 3-4-0, current one-game winning streak. Darcy Kemper listed to be in net against Minnesota. Current one-game losing streak. They're 5-2-0. Cam Talbot listed to be in net. Avalanche coming off a big win when they handed St. Louis Blues their first loss on Thursday. Colorado won that game 4-3 in a great hockey game. They outshot the Blues 42-18. They were 1 for 5 on the power play, and it was a back and forth game, but it's got to be a big confidence boost to beat that Blues team. First loss, handing them their first loss. And the Wild, they're tied for first in the Central Division. They lost on Thursday to the Kraken 4-1, and they have lost 2 of their last 3. Minnesota dealing with some key guys, Al Greenway, Goligoski, Kulikov, all with injuries. And then Zuccarello and Pitlick, they're both out with COVID. Some new guys in the lineup being called up, which is, they're talented guys, but not enough time to get them really in the swing of things. And I'm a Wild fan, and again, this is one of those games I'd like to see Minnesota win this game. But I think the edge sits with Colorado to continue to roll after that win over the Blues at home in front of their fans. Minnesota, dog, 2.4. Colorado, favorite, 1.62. I'm going to pick another favorite, 1.62 to win the game. Colorado. Number 9, Edmonton against Vancouver. Canadian matchup. 3-4-1 Vancouver, current 2-game losing streak. Thatcher Demko listed to be in net against Edmonton, who are 5-1-0, current 1-game losing streak. Koskinen listed by my one source, but I think Smith was full practice, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him in net. Canucks played Philadelphia on Thursday. They lost 2-1. Oilers also last played Philly, suffered their first loss to Philly 5-3 on Wednesday. Vancouver is struggling to put the puck in the net. They play a hard-hitting game against Philly. They out-hit them 41-13. They doubled the Flyers in blocks 14-7. But it's not going to... Oilers. McDavid sitting with 13 points in his last 5 games. Oilers first in the power play with 42.9%. Third in the penalty kill at 89.95%. Third in goals for at 4.33. Oilers with a +9 goal differential. Canucks with a -2. These teams have already played. They played on the 13th. It was a tighter game than I would have thought. Oilers won that game 3-2. Edmonton favored here at 1.66. Vancouver at 2.3. Over-under set at 6.5. Visiting team, Edmonton to win the game. That's my pick. Last one, Philadelphia against Calgary. Calgary 5-1-1, current 5-game winning streak. Jacob Markstrom listed to be in net. They're first in the Pacific right now. Philadelphia 4-1-1, current 2-game winning streak. Carter Hart confirmed to be in net. Calgary Flames on fire. 4-0 win over Pittsburgh on Thursday. Markstrom with a shutout, and he was tested. He had 45 registered shots against them. 5-game road trip sweep from the Flames. Gaudreau getting his first goal of the season. Mangiapane, he's got 6 goals. Even the big left winger, Lucic, he's got a couple. Flyers, but they're also going to fall in that category. They're playing really good hockey. They look awesome. Carter Hart looks good. And they're fourth in the Metropolitan. They last played Vancouver and they won that game 2-1. Before that, an impressive 5-3 win over the Oilers. This game will be their third game road trip, I think. Third on the road trip. Atkinson leading the club with 5 goals in his last 5 games. Carter Hart is also looking more in his form every game he plays. This is the first of 2 games that these teams will play. Both strong teams here, comparable in the goals for category. Very balanced when you look at all the statistics these teams have. I think history would say that Calgary's been a better road team in the last few years than they have a home team. And I just see a bit of an edge to Philly to come in here. And Calgary back at home might have been doing some celebrating from that successful road trip. I see Philadelphia getting the win here. I'm going Philadelphia. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go, my best bet is going to be Philadelphia on the money line, visiting dog, 2.35. I like that. I'm going to go 2 parlays. I'm going to go Edmonton and Pittsburgh, both on the money line in one. And then I'm going to go Winnipeg and the LA Kings on the other one, both money line again. Montreal LA game, I'm going to play that over 5.5. And then I am going to put a little bit of money on Detroit at 3.15. It's hard not to. Regular picks. Philadelphia over Calgary, Edmonton over Vancouver, Colorado over Minnesota, St. Louis over Chicago, Pittsburgh over New Jersey, Detroit over Toronto, Florida over Boston, Winnipeg over San Jose, LA Kings over Montreal, and Nashville to beat the Islanders. Hope everyone has a great Saturday. Good luck with your picks. Thanks for watching. Talk soon.